Joining us here on This Is Now, I'm Dylan Anchetta alongside Mark Carpenter. We want to get to some breaking news that we have been following all morning at two separate crime scene locations.
And right now, an HPD officer is in critical condition. It was part of an island-wide pursuit that now has the suspect facing an attempted murder charge. Let's go out live to Daryl Huff, who has the details and spoke with Police Chief Joe Logan. Daryl.
Mark and Dylan, I'm here at Blaisdell Arena Burrito Center, where the police chief oversaw a promotion ceremony today. And it was a very difficult day for him, obviously worried about his officer. Now, at about 5 a.m. is when this all began at Laie, where there was a 911 call reporting two vehicles racing or recklessly driving on the Kamehameha Highway out there in Laie. Now, one of the officers did find one of the suspect vehicles parked near McDonald's and Iosepa Road in Laie. The driver of that vehicle allegedly got out of the vehicle with some sort of a weapon, like a tire iron or a wrench for opening tires, and he attacked the officer viciously, giving him critical head injuries, for which he was stabilized at the scene and eventually brought to the hospital. After the incident in Laie, police found the speeding vehicle, which was the officer's subsidized vehicle, which had been stolen, heading north around the North Shore and then down toward Waihiwa. That chase then went all the way to the H2 freeway, then the H1 freeway. At one point, officers did break off the chase because of the erratic nature of the driving. It took about 2 hours after the driver apparently was going back and forth on the H1 in town. He ended up in downtown Honolulu and then in front of Iolani Palace, where he was finally arrested and was also charged with resisting arrest. Chief Logan did brief reporters after the ceremony here at Blaisdell Center.
Officers, the job is very dangerous. You never know when incidents like these are going to happen. So we ensure during training when our officers at the police academy and then throughout their career in either annual recall training or just in lineup and being with your fellow officers on patrol, you talk to each other about these dangerous times that may happen to you and what would you do. And so, usually I say 80% of the job is paperwork and a little bit of boredom, and then 10 to 20% is this time when things happen. And you always have to be ready for that 10 to 20%.
Once again, that was Police Chief Joe Logan, and we have our Daryl Huff standing by right now again. Daryl, tell us a little bit more why you're at the Blaisdell Center. We understand you were there for a promotion ceremony with HPD. Can you tell us, in light of this incident this morning, what was the atmosphere like?
Well, actually, I think that the Coconut Wireless pretty much alerted most of the officers there that the officer had, although still in critical condition, was conscious and perhaps even talking to others, and that was good news. So actually the spirit of the ceremony was pretty good. There was a lot of hooting and hollering for the officers who were being promoted, and so it was actually a pretty upbeat situation, even though everyone's hearts were heavy and there was obviously a lot of concern for that officer. Now, Chief Logan did describe the officer as a 16-year veteran assigned to the windward side. He did not name him. And also they said that the suspect is a 36-year-old man with prior record, and he does now face attempted murder of a police officer, which in this state, if convicted, can bring you life in prison without the possibility of parole. Dylan?
All right, well, our Daryl Huff there standing by live. Thank you so much for this live report.
Mahalo, Daryl. And as he mentioned, the situation unfolded over the course of a couple of hours during the height of the morning commute. After the officer was attacked in Laie, the suspect allegedly took off with the officer's vehicle, a chase that ended in front of Iolani Palace. Our crews were there as officers were processing the scene, towed away the subsidized vehicle. The 39-year-old suspect is in custody, and as Daryl was talking about, facing a first-degree attempted murder charge. Stay with us on air and online for any new updates related to the case.